But you know what else is helping Trump, though? Or what is helping Trump? Not what else is, but what is helping Trump, ladies and gentlemen? Let me tell you what that is. Biden. Because for Trump to be focused on what he's focused on, there's a flip side. And there's the ongoing saga of President Joe Biden and his candidacy for re-election. First, let's say this. I wish the president a speedy recovery after it was reported he came down with COVID. As more and more Democrats have privately and publicly called for Biden to drop out, it's now being reported by the Washington Post that one of his closest advocates, former President Barack Obama, conspicuously out of the picture, at least visually these days, by the way, is telling allies that Biden's path to re-election has greatly diminished. The article also states that Obama's primary concern right now is protecting Biden's legacy. And that is where I've got a big problem, if the reporting is true. More so than having a problem with Joe Biden staying in the race, because I think it's a bit selfish at this point. That's right, I'm calling the president selfish. If you clearly are experiencing a cognitive decline, which everyone believes at this point, and close to a third of your own party members are calling for you to step down, to sit up there at the age of 81, approaching the age of 82, clearly knowing you've lost your fastball and proclaiming yourself to be the best candidate for the job, that's insulting to Vice President Kamala Harris. It's insulting to Gavin Newsom. It's insulting to Hakeem Jeffries. It's insulting to Charles Schumer. It's insulting to Nancy Pelosi. It's insulting to Barack Obama. It's insulting to Wes Moore. It's insulting. This, you can't possibly feel like, oh my God, you are the best person for the job, unless you're not thinking about anybody but yourself. Somebody's got to say it, damn it. And if you're Barack Obama, far be it for anybody to call him out, but in some cases it's necessary. Because if I'm looking at these reports and they are accurate in their assessment, certainly if they are accurate, I'm not saying this if they're not accurate. But if they are accurate in their assessment, when they say that Barack Obama has been emphasizing that his concern is protecting Biden and his legacy, respectfully, damn Joe Biden and his legacy. Take that picture off the screen and put it right back on me. I'm not getting on my producers. I'm saying it for a fact. I want the audience to see me right now. Hell with that. This ain't about Joe Biden's legacy. We'll talk about your legacy when you're gone, meaning from the White House. Infrastructure, student loans, an economy that's not in shambles, the job participation rate. There are an abundance of things that people can point to on the liberal side of the aisle that says you've done a damn good job. How come that ain't enough? How come that's not enough? We got politicians here talking about, oh, you know what? We want to protect his legacy. Damn his legacy. This is about the well-being of the country, not his ego. That's what got the Democrats in trouble to begin with. You see, in 2016, when Joe Biden wanted to run, according to the reports, it was Barack Obama that convinced him not to do so because it was Hillary's turn. And yes, I voted for Hillary Clinton. What do you mean it's her turn? The American people get to decide. But okay, you had a primary, but ultimately we went with her, and cool, okay, that's fine. 2020, we got primaries again. South Carolina saves Joe Biden, courtesy of Rep. James Clyburn. And ultimately, he wins the election, fair and square, unfortunately for you, Donald Trump. Fair and square, he won. But in 2024, there's no primary. You didn't put any competition up against Joe Biden. Joe Biden's talking about, if you thought you were the best man for the job, how come there was no primary? How come the path was paved for you? Could it be that folks knew that you were older And they worried whether or not you could endure a primary. I don't know the answer to that question. I'm simply saying, I don't want to read reports or hear about, hey, we want to protect his legacy. No, your record protects your legacy. You walking away because you are approaching 82 years of age and handed the baton to younger folks who would govern along the same lines that you govern is protecting your legacy. Kamala Harris is going to compromise your legacy? Gavin Newsom, who stood on podiums in the immediate aftermath of your poor performance during the debate, vehemently defending you and talking about how as a party, folks shouldn't jump ship on you, singing your praises at every turn. Wes Moore proclaiming he's by your side. Senator Cory Booker saying, hey, these conversations should be had in private. Hakeem Jeffries refusing to not answer, refusing to give answers on whether or not he told you or he thinks you should step aside, even though reports say him, Barack Obama, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Adam Schiff have all been on the record saying, hey, it's time for you to go. And we talking about his legacy and his record? Bump that. It's about us. It's not about your ego. It's not about your feelings. See, this is the kind of stuff that pisses me off. This is the kind of stuff that professional athletes, because my wheelhouse covering sports, this is the kind of stuff that pisses us off. Because what will happen is if a dude gets on the court or a lady gets on the court and they are incapable of performing, if Serena Williams no longer has it, if Venus Williams no longer has it, God forbid if it's somebody like an Asia Wilson or somebody who is the truth, by the way, if it's LeBron James, if it's Steph Curry, if it's somebody else in the world of sports, oh, y'all lost a step, it's time. Nobody got a problem with it. But with people who have dominion over our lives, who instigate, who manipulate, who maneuver through, and ultimately serve to implement policies that directly impact our lives, economically, healthcare, safety, that directly impact our lives. Oh, we supposed to step aside because your feelings, we need to protect that. No. If Joe Biden is not the best man for the job, there is nothing wrong with saying to him, Mr. President, we appreciate the great job that you've done over the last 4 years. It's time for somebody else, sir. And you go home and spend time with your kids and your grandchildren and your lovely wife and just live out your best years. You'll always be a part of the Washington fabric, the Beltway. We got you. We just don't need you in the White House right now because we don't know if you'll stay there past December. We need somebody else that we can rely upon better. And Barack Obama should be the number one person sending that message. Number one. That's all I want to say about that. Seriously. We ain't got time for all of this stuff with emotions and egos and, about him feeling good about. You've been the president for 4 years. You're the vice president for 8 years. You were the senator for 36 years prior to that out of Delaware. It's 48 years, man. That's 48 years. Come on, y'all. Trump and the Republican Party are not what they used to be. They were a divided house for years. They're not divided now. They're coming. Trump may have messed it up a little bit for himself, but not to the point where he's got an abundance of stuff to worry about when it comes to Joe Biden. Y'all better get it together. Or what you saw over the last 4 nights, it's going to be in the White House for the next 4 years. Ignore me if you want to. Ignore me if you want to.